Berserk is a legendary dark fantasy manga created by Kentaro Miura, first published in 1989. The series is set in a brutal medieval-inspired world filled with war, demonic entities, and themes of fate, sacrifice, and revenge. It follows the journey of Guts, a wandering swordsman with a tragic past, and his relentless struggle against overwhelming odds. The story is divided into several arcs, with a major focus on Guts' time with the Band of the Hawk, led by the ambitious and charismatic Griffith. Their rise to power takes a dark turn, leading to one of the most infamous and tragic events in manga history, the eclipse, which drastically changes the fate of the characters. The childhood of Guts is one of the most brutal and tragic in manga history. Born from the corpse of his hanged mother, Guts was discovered as a newborn lying in a pool of blood beneath her. A group of mercenaries led by Gambino took him in, and he was raised in a harsh and unforgiving environment. From an early age, Guts was forced to wield a sword far too large for his small frame, training relentlessly to survive in a world where weakness meant death. His life took an even darker turn when he was assaulted by Donovan, one of Gambino's men, after being sold by his own guardian. This event left deep psychological scars, reinforcing his distrust of others and his reliance on his own strength. Gambino, whom Guts saw as a father figure, later attempted to kill him in a drunken rage, blaming him for all his misfortunes. In self-defense, Guts killed Gambino, forcing him to flee into a cruel world on his own. From that moment on, his life became an endless cycle of violence and survival, shaping him into the relentless warrior he would later become. His childhood embodies Berserk's core themes: the struggle against fate, the cruelty of the world, and the resilience of the human will. The first meeting between Guts and Griffith in Berserk is one of the most iconic and fate-defining moments in the entire story. It wasn't just a meeting between two warriors, it was the beginning of a deep, twisted, and tragic relationship that would shape their destinies and shake the entire world. When they met, Guts was a lone mercenary, wild, driven by survival, and carrying the weight of trauma and bloodshed. Griffith, on the other hand, was a charismatic and almost ethereal leader of the Band of the Hawk, someone with a dream so powerful it could draw others into it. From the moment Griffith saw Guts fight, he was captivated, not just by his strength, but by the raw force of will that Guts had. And then he said it. "You belong to me." That line marked the beginning of a bond rooted in admiration, possession, rivalry, and something deeper, maybe even love and obsession. For Griffith, Guts was the one man he couldn't control completely, and that made him both a treasure and a threat. For Guts, Griffith was someone to look up to, until he realized he wanted his own path, his own dream. Their meeting was the spark. Their parting was the storm. And everything that happened in between, the battles, the loyalty, the betrayal, was fate unfolding.
And so, now you belong to me, Guts.